Welcome to the Chief Architect Quick Tip. Today we'll be covering radiant floor heating within our master bathroom, and I'll be working within our modern bungalow plan, which is a sample plan available through the website, which I'll show you at the end of today's presentation. So let's get into Chief Architect. There are many different types of radiant floor heating, such as hydronic, electric, air heated. I'm going to be focusing on the electric radiant floor mats. However, all of the tools I use today and methods will apply to all of those different radiant heat options. So to begin, let's discuss applying an extra layer to our floor finish for the electric radiant mat. So I'm going to double click in our room, and that will open up our room specification. Underneath our structure tab, we'll have some different floor options. There are two buttons here. We have the floor finish, which we'll get into in a second. We also have our floor structure. So this will show you our subfloor and our framing. And next, let's get into our floor finish, and this will show the existing tile and the thin set. And I'm going to add a new layer to the very bottom here, so I'll single click on the very bottom layer and hit insert. This will just drop in our default 2-inch insulation air gap, but let's change that. We need to do 1/8 thickness of our electric radiant mat. Now let's get into our materials. And under that library material, I don't have a specific item for this, so let's create a new material. So with a single click on our new material option, I can just type in electric radiant mat. And then let's modify our material just to give it a different distinction. We'll get into our colors and change the color here. We can also add any different pattern that we'd like to. For the electric cable, they're kind of like strips in there, so they'll be close enough for a good representation. And those are spaced about 2 inches apart. So I'll just do 2 in there and select OK. So now we have a new material in our user catalog that we can now select and apply to our 1/8 layer. I've also seen instances where thinset will be placed underneath this radiant mat, so feel free to continue adding layers if you need to. That will be good for my design, so I'll select OK. And that will modify our floor finish thickness to 5/8. That will update in our plan. And since we changed the thickness of our floor, whether it's the structure or that floor finish, we want to make sure that any openings, so any doors, will then sit on top of that finished floor. So pretty easy within Chief Architect. I'm just going to bump that up a little bit and bump it right back down to our new height on that finished floor. Alright, so now that we have our structural component complete, I want to create a pattern in my floor plan. So I know how many mats I need to purchase, how they're going to be connected to one another, and perhaps we'll connect that to a thermostat as well. So in our floor plan view, I'm just going to get into our CAD configuration toolbar. You can also find all of these CAD tools in the drop down as well. So to begin, I'll be using our box tool and just click and drag out a box here. And the manufacturer I'm using has a specific dimension, so I'm going to change that to match, so 1.5 feet by 9 feet. So just single click on the edge, single click on that perpendicular dimension, and type it in. Hit enter, and that will update for us. And then I'm just going to move that into place. And then we can continue working with our CAD tools. We have line and arc tools, so you can be very specific with the placement of those cables. A quick option is using our insulation, and that has a very similar pattern to the cable layout in our mat. So I'll be using our insulation pattern just click and drag that out, and that will apply to our space here. Since this is the standard mat that I will be using throughout, I want to make this a CAD block. So I'll marquee around our items here. So just click and drag and marquee around all those items. And at the very bottom, we'll have a Make CAD Block option. Single click, and now all of those lines are blocked as one unit, and we can add that to the library. So we can use that for further use, and you can also rename that as you need to. So I'm just going to drop in a few more here. Single click and just drop that in. And then you can also single click on that, can explode that CAD block if you need to make any modifications to that, and continue working throughout the space. So I'm going to kind of leave it at that and continue working on our connections. Let's drop in a thermostat. So I found one in the library. Just single click and we'll bring that right onto the wall. Single click and drop that into place. Now I'm going to zoom in here just with the scroll wheel on my mouse, and we can use our arc tool to connect our cable with our thermostat. So just different connections and visuals, so you're aware of how everything is being placed and connected. We'll do one more up here showing the connections between the mats there as well. So then you can continue working, placing the additional configuration as you need to throughout your bath space. So with Chief Architect, it's a great tool to lay out your mats, be very efficient with that configuration, make sure that they're covering all of the walkways and appropriately positioned. Make sure it's 6 inches away from the toilet base to make sure that the wax seal will not be affected by the heat and melt. So great tool to plan everything out, helping you be most efficient with your design work. We also have additional help articles and information on our website, chiefarchitect.com. So simply search in our search bar for Radiant, and this will bring up additional articles written to give you more information. We also have a help article. This one is pretty interesting if you want to do a 3D perspective on any additional tubing and so forth for hydronic. It's a great 3D cutaway help article that walks you through how to create that as well. If you'd like to work with the plan that I used today, go under our User Center and select our Samples Gallery. I used the Modern Bungalow plan today. You can use that X5 plan file within our trial version or your own program. And then we also have a how-to design video associated with that to give you additional information about the entire plan. So if you're not familiar with Chief Architect, definitely check out our free trial version. Under products, you can find additional information. And then we also offer additional training resources through training videos, webinars, and our user forum, Chief Talk. Thank you so much for watching today's quick tip. Feel free to contact us at sales@chiefarchitect.com or give us a call if you have any questions. Get on to chiefarchitect.com for additional resources and to download that trial version. Thanks so much and have a wonderful day.